Well, it's road trip time, everybody. I'm about to set off on a 240-mile trip there and back. It's 5 o'clock on the 4th of August 2024, and I'm going to take my Model Y Performance on this trip. Now, I did a bit of a efficiency test when I first got the car, and the temperatures when I got the car around 15-16 degrees. So the temperature outside now is currently shown at 23 degrees, so I want to see if I get any more efficiency out of the car. And the way I did it last time, I stuck to the speed limit. However, the only caveat to that this time is I want to build in a 0 to 60 speed test just to see what it's like when the battery's around 90%. Let me just check. Yeah, it's around 90% currently. So I want to see if that gets any more speed out of it when the battery, when I did the last test, was about 64-65%. Right, so I've got the temperature for the climate control at 20 degrees C, so I've set it on to auto, so I'll be setting that for the whole journey there and back unless it gets particularly hot, but I think that normally does it. 90% battery, as I said earlier, so let's see how I do on the kilowatts per hour, how many kilowatts I use, and yeah, let's take it from there and stick with me through the journey, and let's do this together and see how far it gets us. Speed to you all soon. Right, here we go, people. 0 to 60. Winder up. Go for it. Ready?
Now stay straight to take the M11.
So I don't know how that fast that was in time, but I'll edit that with a estimated time of 0 to 60. Now the battery was on probably about 89% when I did that, so let's see what difference it was compared to the last time I did it. Right, autopilot on, and let's just enjoy the journey. So the great news is, if you obviously have a higher state to charge on your battery, the acceleration performance is a huge difference. So that 0 to 60 test came in at 3.46 seconds. So I'm really delighted with that, because it did have me a little bit worried when I did the last one, when it was in the low 60s. But even in the low 60s, you know, that performance was really strong as well. But yeah, it gets it back to under the 3.5 seconds that's advertised. Right, people, so I'm 30 miles into the journey. It's took me 34 minutes. Traffic has been medium traffic. I got stuck in a little bit, but nothing too bad. So traffic is going okay at the moment. I've used 8 kilowatts and I'm averaging 264 watts per mile. And that's with the 0 to 60 built in as well. So if I just flick to my graph, as you can see, the energy graph has pretty much been in the amber for most of the journey. And you can see at the beginning of the graph where I've obviously done the 0 to 60 test where it went really peaky. But for most of the journey, it's been pretty much on the line, apart from a few peaks and troughs to the back end of the journey so far. So what a car this is. So if you think of it, I'm driving a car with so much tech, and it just makes the journey so much easier. I mean, you just stick the car in autopilot and just take in the scenery. Obviously you've got to be a bit alert still, but yeah, I mean, you know, if the car wanders out across the white lines, you get a warning, or it'll correct the car back for you. You know, if you go, well, you can't go too fast because you're on autopilot and you got your speed set. It's just such an amazing car. I mean, the cabin noise, I'm talking to you now with no microphone on, my phone's set up on the passenger side window, and you can still hear me reasonably well. Now, if I was in another car doing 70 miles an hour, petrol or diesel, you wouldn't hear that. You wouldn't hear me speak. I mean, it's just luxury personified. So as you know, I drive the Model Y Performance 2024, and it's a lump of a car. It's, you know, it's a high ride car. but it's so comfortable and it sticks to the road like glue. You know, a corner is so good, and when you are on an open road and you're slowing down for a corner, then you power around the corner to come out of that corner, it just sticks as though it's on rails. And for a big car, you know, it's just unbelievable. Before I got the Tesla, I've always been into BMWs, and I've drifted between BMWs and the first love of my life, which was Mini. And I've had Minis from, you know, back in the day in the 80s, souped up Minis. I've also had some old bangers as well along the way. But in the main, as I started to do well for myself within my career, you get a nicer car. That's when I drifted into the world of BMW. You know, I've had 3 Series, 5 Series, you know, I've had the GT 530. And nothing compares to this car. Nothing. Now, we all know that the performance version, or any version to be fair, because they're all quick cars, we all know that Teslas have got acceleration. They're great at the top end as well. You know, this one does 155 at top end. Not that you'll ever need that, of course. And especially in the UK, there's so many cameras about, you couldn't even try and get there, even if you wanted to. So we all know they've got that speed and top end performance. But what I'm most impressed with is the luxury of the drive of the car. I love the seats are really comfortable. They hug me. You know, I'm a 6'1" lad, and these seats, you know, grip me nice, and they're so comfortable. Now, I promise you people, it's not just because I'm a Tesla owner and this is my 4th Tesla. People will say I'm a Tesla fanboy, and there is loads of fantastic EVs on the market, but the big thing that owning a Tesla does is it guarantees that you're never too far from a fast working supercharger. When you own other cars, other EVs, you may have that problem. Now, I know, you know, Tesla have opened up some of their less used supercharge stations around the UK, but in the main, I've never had a problem waiting to be supercharged. So from that point of view, that's the main reason I went with the Tesla. Now, if I'm being honest, I've never driven another EV apart from a BMW Mini EV once, and that was a lovely car, but the range wasn't there. So the 2 main factors for me was the range of the car, which, as I've proven, if you drive sensibly, you can get 300 miles out of a Model Y Performance on one charge. Not many cars can do that. And my worry is, when the Model Y Jupiter comes out next year, I know I'm going to be enticed to buy one of them as well. Because if the photos and the hype is to be believed, this new version is going to be something special. So let's wait and see. But for now, I'm just sitting back on a 240-mile journey, and I am so chilled because this car's doing everything for me. So let's give a quick update now as to how the journey's going, what energy I've used, and we'll see where we are. Right, it's Thursday, it's August the 8th here in the UK, and today is the day I'm going to announce the lucky winner of this fantastic ventilated seat cooling system supplied by Tilliard, which covers the passenger and driver seat, and it is ridiculously easy to install. Please, if you are the lucky winner and you're not sure what you're doing, just follow my video that I've done on the installation of this system, and it could not be any easier. And if I can do it, anyone can. So the lucky winner is a person called Jason_1010. So well done to you, Jason. It cost you nothing to enter the competition. All you did was press subscribe and put the words in free. So fair play to you. You are the lucky winner. Jason, what I would like you to do is if you contact me at Trevor, TREVOR.Warren, WARREN 1963 at gmail.com. Send me all your details, especially if you're from a country outside of the UK. The much information you can give me, the better, and that'll make sure that this lands on your doorstep with no issues at all. So, Jason, you have a week from now, so you've got 7 days from today to contact me. If them 7 days you haven't contacted me, then what I will do, I'll have to give it away to somebody else, and I'll do a second draw by just pulling a name out of a hat, and I'll announce that person on a video in a week's time if that happens. So well done, Jason. I'm hoping you're watching so you can contact me and we'll get this off to you. Please like and subscribe. I'm trying to grow the channel, guys and girls. So watch for more content coming your way soon. Be lucky and have a great day. Right, so here's the updates. I've done 83 miles so far. It's took me an hour and a half to do them 83 miles. I did get a bit of a diversion off the motorway due to an accident. I've used 248 watts per mile, which ain't bad considering, you know, I've just stuck to the speed limits and not did any harsh acceleration, so really pleased with that so far. So let's go on to the graphs and let's see what that tells us. As you can see on the graph, yeah, being pretty much in the amber all the way for whatever reason. And if we go to consumption, it's saying I've still got 215 miles of range and I've been averaging at 223. Not really sure what that bit means. Is that averaging at 223 watts per mile? I believe that means. Please correct me in the comment section if I'm wrong on that one. But overall, really pleased so far with how far I've done. So I've got 33 miles left to go to the first half of my road trip, and I'll arrive there with 52% state of charge. So I'll do another update when I reach the destination. Speak to you all soon. Right, everybody, halfway there, so I'm just at the destination now for the first half of the trip. As you can see, I stopped off for a coffee. That's the thing I don't like, is when you stop off to get a coffee, it resets your odometer here, starting off a new journey. I wish there was a way that you could just continue the journey if you wanted to, but never mind. The next column you can see, it captures everything anyway. So I've done 116 miles so far. I've used 29 kilowatts of battery and 250 watts per mile. That ain't bad for a Model Y performance at all. And that's just sticking to the speed limit. So the cost of this, let me tell you what the cost of this journey is for me. So the cost of this journey is £2.46. I mean, that is ridiculous. To do 116 miles cost me £2.46. And that's because I do cheap home charging, and it works out, it's probably about 8.5 pence per kilowatt hour. Now that ain't bad, people, is it? I'd love to see another car that's not an EV that could do a journey like that cheap. Right, so I'll be stopping off for about half an hour. I'll start the journey back again, and I'll give you all the details when I start that journey. Speak to you soon. Right, getting ready to set off on the return leg. Estimated time, 1 hour and 51 minutes, 109 miles, and an estimation of 12% battery on arrival. Yeah, all good so far. Let's see what it ends up when I get there. Right, so I've now made the return leg, everybody. As you can see, I've done a total of 233 miles on that trip. I've used 61 kilowatts, and that averages out at 261 watts per mile. Not bad in the end. I had the temperature set at 20 on the control all the way. Stuck to the speed limits most of the way. Sometimes I was a bit under depending on traffic, but overall temperatures were between 20 and 23 degrees Celsius. So that isn't a bad result considering this is a performance model. Thoughts and comments, please. What do you think? Think that's good, bad, indifferent? But overall, I'm really pleased with that. So the total cost for this journey is £5.18 to do 233 miles. Tell me a car in the comments that can match that, because I don't think there is. Non-EV car, that is. I don't think there is a non-EV car that could match 233 mile for £5.18. Please leave your comments. Please like and subscribe for more content. Plenty coming your way. Thanks for watching. Speak to you all soon.